It'll be like something like this, and it's just like overflowing with baked beans.
This is an after-school program podcast.
What key are we in? G?
Yeah.
Chase, are you the Jamie
Yeah, man.
of your stories?
I'm going to try my best.
Jamie, can you pull that up? Can you pull that up?
Can you bring back my listeners?
After.
Yikes. We're in Houston, baby.
Okay, well, let's roll this thing. Chase, could you pull that? Hey, welcome to Church Choice Podcast, the podcast that exists because you laugh the hardest when you're not supposed to. I said the whole thing.
I said the whole thing. Finish it.
I said the whole thing this time. Yeah, that's me. How you doing, PD?
Doing good.
Happy New Year, dog.
Yeah. And it's officially, you want to say it together?
Season 4. It's season 4. I forgot. It's season 4. That's 8, Chris. You just put up 2 4s. Simple math. We got on the show today. We have a friend of the show. He's been on the show before. He is the
one about Bible Man.
The one about Bible Man. I think it's like episode 4, 5, 7 or something. I don't know. Early on. Yeah. You're an early adopter. You trusted us when we were in PD's basement.
Yeah. It was a little scary.
We're like, hey, just hop over the dead bodies and we'll record a podcast, a Christian podcast.
I remember it was hard to get to your chair.
Yeah.
Because there's
so many. There was just cables.
Yeah.
Chris. So we worked together. First of all, you and I were in improv class.
Yeah,
that's where I first met you, and then we were so funny in the improv class. We had so many bits, and then we worked at a production company together, and now we're all just freelancers in the wild.
Yeah, baby.
And you also are a 2020 survivor. That's what. And I'll also say, Chris, when it comes to doing bits, you are one of those people that you escalate a bit so well that anytime you're not there, I'm like around people who know you, and I'm like, man, okay, the bit is escalating. I'm like, what would Chris say right now? What would Chris say right now to top it off and end it?
He'd probably take it too far.
He'll be like, whoa. Welcome to the show. Welcome back, Chris.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, and thanks for being Pastor Puppet as well.
Yeah. I love it. Can't get enough of it.
When we were coming here, to do season 4,
yes,
which is very important.
Very important.
We've done 4 of these things.
4 of these is the senior
this
season.
Is the 4th one.
Senior, yeah. We're gonna make Letterman's.
All I could think about was Alec Baldwin in 30 Rock when season 4 starts, and he's there. He's like, "Welcome to season 4. It's my favorite restaurant."
Oh, but hey, first of all, I've got a little surprise, Chris.
Yeah.
Can I do you mind if I take off my jacket? I just forgot. This is a part of the podcast is a visual gag. I'm wearing something very special. Just a little number that you got me, Chris.
Oh boy. Oh my gosh.
This is my I'm wearing this is doo-doo brown and burgundy tie-dye.
Speckled with doo-doo brown.
It's my eye grind merch.
Just so everyone knows, that's a guy who grinds.
This is
I could see so many open micers selling that as their merch.
This is my eye grind. This is the eye grind. What else does it say? It just has somebody's what is this? What does this say? Create. What is that?
Create demand clothing.
Tell the people about how you bought this shirt, because story is so stupid.
Well, the name is fitting because the guy created a demand. I was pumping gas, and just some dude ran up on me and was just like, "Hey, brother, I'm selling T-shirts," and he just opened up the back of his Ford Pinto or whatever it was. And it was just overflowing with boxes of shirts.
Yeah.
He was just showing me all the shirts, and he was showing me his Instagram and trying to hype me up. And usually I'd be like, nah, I'm good, man.
I'm good, brother.
I don't know why. It was one of those days where I'm like, man, you know what? I got $20 on me. This guy's not going to sell any. This will make this dude's day if I just buy a shirt.
So you weren't sold until he opened up the box and the light, illuminated, and the angel started singing. You're like, the eye grind. I haven't even showed you the exclusive eye grind, the schmedium schmlarge eye grind.
And with this shirt, you can also grind.
His next line: "Strive for greatness."
But I don't know. I was just impressed. This dude's like, you know what? I got a truck full of clothing, and I'm just gonna post up at a Sphinx and just accost every person until I sell one. And it worked.
Yeah, it did. They got you.
They got me.
And they got me. And guys, get creative. Create demand clothing right now. Get your iGrind merch.
Hit him up on the gram.
Yeah.
Maybe his
Our
thing.
luck is just gonna be like girls.
Jamie, can you pull up iGrind?
Pull up iGrind merch on? Oh man.
Oh, we've got a Jamie cam.
We do, guys, and also this is this is for the first time. How he cut to himself. This dude. We got Chase Bridges on the. You producing for us, Chase. Welcome to the show, Chase.
Yeah, man, I'm trying my best.
Hey, thanks, man.
We need a sound bite, but this is the first time we're checking in with Chase.
Checking in with Chase. Checking in with Chase. Let's make
Drew
let's
to
make
do
an acapella. Drew? No, we don't need Drew. We got this. Let's give us that drum. Give us the bass line again, and we'll acapella something. We'll pentatonics it.
Oh.
Chicken
in with Chase. Chicken in with Chase. Chicken in with Chase. Chicken in with Chase.
I love
Is that what we're going to use every time now?
We're all looking at each other. It's like, are we ready? Are we done?
Does the podcast have a theme song?
Yes,
yeah, we
does.
do.
Okay. I was gonna say like you guys don't have one, but Chase gets his own theme song.
Oh man, PD, you've got merch.
Yeah, I brought things. First, Joel Osteen.
We're gonna have Chris read a couple of verses from the. I said verses like it's the Bible. We're gonna have you open up the Holy Spirit.
This is the second birthday in a row where my dad, Scott Bachman, has bought me a Joel Osteen related gift.
Is that like a bit or is it like
bit.
serious? Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit based off my bit. Joel Osteen.
It's an inception of bits.
Yeah, he bought me Best Life socks.
Wait, Joel Osteen has socks?
No, they just had Best Life on them, and my dad's like, "Got you Joel Osteen socks."
I was like, there's something about a megachurch pastor who's like, listen, the books and the speaking engagements are nice, but the socks is where it's at. Socks and hoodie. Yeah. It's all right. This is where it's at.
Shama, you're not going to believe this, but the man who sold me that I Grind t-shirt was Joel Osteen.
I mean, it grew up to be.
He used that $20 to start his journey.
Oh man, guys! So if you are looking to launch your dreams, Chris has got a pocket full of 20s.
Pocket full of 20s.
And the second thing is this hat, this Braves hat, signed by John Cooper of Skillet and Toby Mac. This is 11 years old, and I got it at a Winter Jam because Uncle Tim used to like just be able to get you backstage for things. Yeah. And he took me to meet those guys. Got this hat signed, and it's just sat in like a corner forever.
I don't really understand the. I get signed things.
So now it lives here.
I can't. Okay, let me say this. If you're like an author, or you're like a musician and you've got sign, okay, have somebody sign your CD or your book or your comic, something like that. I was like, how'd you Skillet? You're like, hey man, sign this Braves hat.
Yeah, in my defense,
you have nothing to do with the Braves or this hat.
I was 11 when I made this request.
Were you like, this is gonna be worth so much money one day?
That's exactly what I thought.
Did you wear it to like school the next day, like waiting for someone to comment on it?
I showed it to everyone. I was like, I met Skillet. They walked past me in a hallway.
And they were like, who?
It was amazing.
Yeah, they walked past me. They backhanded me and then spit on me in a hallway. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Can I tell you guys a Skillet related story?
Absolutely.
Do you guys know who Twisted Todd is?
No.
He's like an MC for 93.3 The Planet.
Yes. Okay.
And he's like, Twisted Todd's like rock block.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they used to bring him to my high school to speak to the kids.
Is this like was this like anything is possible? Like achieve your dreams?
You also can have a rat tail
and call yourself Twisted Todd.
Call yourself Twisted Todd.
You can legally change your first name to Twisted.
You can also loiter around a Guitar Center. Yeah. But he came to our class to talk to us about like working in radio. And I was sitting in the back, and at some point, like they were asking him questions, and someone asked him what bands he liked, and he said Skillet. And I don't know why, because I'm not like, I wasn't one of those kids who would like yell things out or be disruptive in class. But like the second he said skillet, I just from the back was just like, skillet sucks. And like this grown man was just like, oh.
Did he ever come back?
Maybe,
just
I don't
drive
know.
off a cliff when he left.
Just walked out.
Just mauled. Wait, what high school did you go to? Fountain High? Or
I went to Hillcrest.
Oh, Hillcrest. He's just like, it's done. I'm over.
The youths don't like me anymore.
I got grounded when I was 13, and the only thing I had access to was a radio, so I just listened to The Planet for like a month.
Just 13-year-old PD like listening to the Rise Guys alone.
I like the idea of like you're getting punished and you're like, this punishment isn't enough.
I just found the one
I
thing
deserve worse.
found the one station who would play Metallica occasionally and suffer through the
Who would
rest.
play Master of Puppets, the only Metallica song. That would play.
Yeah.
Do you still listen to the radio? Does anybody in here listen to the radio?
Dude. Every once in a while, like if I do, it's usually like NPR.
Yeah.
But if like my phone's dying, I'll like turn on the radio and I'll just flip around, and I'm always disappointed.
It's so it's one of those things where I'm like, I remember I was listening to my wife listens to the radio a ton, so sometimes I'll get in the car and I'm like, what were you listening to? She's like, I was just scrolling for stuff, and I listen to people like making song requests. They're like, I dedicate this song to my daddy, and I'm like, who is still doing this? Send them a link. It's just like first of all, in order for you to request a song for somebody else, they both have to be listening at the same time to hear Chris Freeland. Yeah. Christopher Freeland of Sans Souci dedicates a song to the boys over at it's like, so I couldn't believe that people have the mentality of like, radio, like, hey, tune in. I got a little message for you. Like, no, don't do that, dude. Send me a real message.
That's how it was for like now we can just get any song at all times. But there was a time where it's just like, I gotta call another adult and say like, could you please play Back in Black?
Which is why it was so exciting when that came on, because like 3 out of 4 times it'd be something you didn't want to hear.
Yeah.
So you'd be thrilled if they actually played something you liked.
The best.
Did you ever remember the biggest gripe about radio was like if they played a song that you really liked, but then they never mentioned who?
Yeah,
You're like, what the heck?
It's
What
like
the
months
heck?
you'd be walking around just like da, 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 da.
I go to Google. Da, 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 da.
You remember
Google has that now. Have you seen that?
Really?
I saw
You can
that
like
feature.
sing like the tune of a song into Google and it'll find it for you.
Yeah. Oh man, I remember when the app Shazam came out before like Apple bought them. I thought that's what Shazam was about, and so I would sing. I was like, oh no, I can't.
And just your own music would pop up.
Like, wait a minute.
I think we're all pretty paranoid about Shazam,
Are we?
right?
Yeah.
Or we just thought it was creepy.
I don't know. So Shazam I thought was cool. It's kind of like, oh cool. I can hold my phone up if I'm at Applebee's and I hear some jamming tunes. I will say one thing that was creepy. I was at a Verizon store one time and this guy, he had like some Samsung, Galaxy Smedge, whatever.
Ah, the Galaxy Smidge.
The Galaxy Smidge. The size of a number 2 pencil. The Galaxy.
That's the economy model.
Coming soon, the Galaxy Smudge.
It's just a normal Galaxy, but just like someone smeared something on the front.
I can't see anything. I love it. I was at a Verizon store and this guy was like, "Oh man, you iPhone people, man, I got this Galaxy phone." He was like, "This is it's got an app where it'll tell me the music that was playing everywhere I go." So like on Tuesday, I was at Walmart and I could tell you every song that was playing in the store while I was walking around. And it was one of those things where it's like I was the only person in the conversation who thought that was creepy. And I'm like, you have an app. I know the microphones are on. I know.
Yeah.
But you purposefully are like, hey man, I could go back 3 days ago, kind of figure out where I was at, what I was listening to at Bojangles when I was eating me a biscuit.
Also, like, how many bangers are coming on at Walmart that you need an app at all times?
Dude, there's a YouTube those compilation videos? Somebody made music that plays at Walmart.
Shabba had music that got sold at Walmart.
Who?
right? Didn't the VeggieTales?
Oh, it's one song on a DVD that
It counts.
wasn't about me. Yeah,
It
yeah.
counts.
Yeah, I mean, I went to Walmart, but yeah.
Did you
I
do a
made no
signing
money
at
on this.
Walmart?
Yeah, and I'm like, guys, please, single file line. It's just, I'm talking to employees who could care less. I'm like, please, line up, order, please, please.
You can put Walmart on your credits. So good Chase.
Hey, I drank some Dasani while making this album, guys. It's sponsored, but obviously I'm gonna put that on my website, on my iGrind merch.
Speaking of websites, squarespace.com.
Yes, this is great, dude. One of my favorite memes. I gotta find it. Talks among yourselves.
How you doing, Chris?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
So what are your predictions for 2021?
Well, I've been trying to think positively about everything.
On the next
Thanks
level,
to-
you could say.
Yes, on the next level. And, I just want to find something that really spoke to me in this book. When the enemy says, shame on me, I say, no, shame off me.
You know that when Joel Osteen wrote that, like, he took the day off.
He was-
After he wrote that, he was like, hold on, kid, I'm going
We
to
did it.
the lake, baby. That's it. Yeah. Well, it was so the tweet that I was thinking about was, guys, right now we're in the midst of a civil war. And I know when I'm in a civil war, I get hungry. That's why kind bars. And I was like, it was like podcasters in 2020. And I was like, that's so accurate.
It's so real.
Yeah.
Hey, don't put that book away, Pete.
Oh,
we're gonna read like a page or so from
All
it.
right.
We're gonna just this year is all about next level thinking, and what better way to start than with Chris and with you all? You know, who knows?
Oh, I need to. So on an episode, I don't remember which episode it was. I was gonna tell a funeral story, and then I just completely forgot. And then I got a message from somebody who was asking me.
They're like, "Oh,
"You never got to."
I like somebody who the setup of a funeral story just plagued his mind so much that he was like, I kind of know what PD. So where's the funeral story talk?
I think it was from.
I need closure.
I think it was Matt with.
Did they resurrect? What happened? Darn it!
What was it? The one about Sweaty Revelations.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's the one that was on. So I was
The naming of these shows, Chris. Not great. Listen,
I'll just get this out of the way quick.
Yes.
I was at my grandma's funeral, and
rest in peace, Nana.
I don't know. I think I was talking to my dad and Annie, my sister, and I was like, you know what would be nice is if like sometime during the service I could like get up there and do a freestyle rap for non.
Please tell me you didn't.
No, it didn't actually happen. But then I just started doing it to them. I was like, this. I said, Nana rhymes with Ghana, and then the thing is, like, I was thinking Ghana, the country. I wasn't thinking Goner.
Oh.
I didn't occur to me.
Wait, but why would the rhyme be about the country? Is she
Because that was
from
the
Ghana?
only thing that I could think of.
Does she have any ties?
No connection to Ghana. I just said Nana rhymes with Ghana, and then they're thinking like, you just said she's a Goner? Like what?
I mean,
That's horrible.
not false.
Yeah. Not false. True.
Yeah, this is what Martin Luther King Jr. dreamed of. Is little white kids burying freestyle rapping. See, when people think about equality, they think about black guys going to Harvard. No, it's actually about white kids freestyle rapping at their grandma's funeral. Oh man, Chris, what are your predictions for 2021? I mean, we're off to a great start. He said,
It's like
scared.
it's already somehow worse. It's like,
Dude, there was a TikTok of a girl who was like, how many days, 2021, how many days without an incident? And it was like the 6th, and like she like slammed it off and like chugged a bottle of water. Like, we made it 6 days! 6 days! And all of a sudden, America was like, oh, hold up!
ooh, not so fast.
Hold my American flag!
I mean, like what? We've had a revolution.
Yeah.
Army Hammer's a cannibal. Like off to a great start.
I didn't know my toothpaste was gonna do me like that.
So let me ask you this. We're not going to get into like too much about politics too much. As you think, we're not gonna,
It's not that kind of show.
We don't do that here.
We don't do that.
Up next, we have Alex Jones.
Let me tell you something
Come
about
on
the
out.
insurrection in the Capitol.
Let me tell you something about human flesh with some ketchup.
But first, male vitality pills. You need to take these.
Hey, stop. Stop what you t-
It's to keep the fluoride out of your bones.
That's a good Alex Jones. Though. That's like
Thank
pretty
you.
spot on.
It's almost so good that you know PD's watched too much of Alex Jones.
Oh, yeah.
That's a real supplement he sells.
So we're not gonna get into politics, but like, at what point did you realize that it was kind of worse than you thought? Do you know what I mean? Like when you're because when something happens on the news and you're like, oh, did you hear about what happened? You're like, yeah, whatever. And then all of a sudden later on, you're like, oh, that's history. Like that's
Yeah, no, while like the stuff on the 6th was happening, I was just like following it on Twitter because that's where I get my news.
Same.
But the whole time I was thinking, why aren't we all freaking out? Why am I
you're like,
why am I like
meme.
eating Doritos like, hey, did you see this? Like, it's like,
Look at the funny hat guy.
Yeah. like we're so just used to it at this point that it's like, I wasn't even surprised like at all.
Yeah.
I remember somebody saying like, we intake news and comedy like on the same platform, like it's on the same scroll, so it's like
Yeah.
there's no importance in anything. It's like whatever. And then somebody's like, man, here's I covered my face in peanut butter and banana slices, and you're like, you know what I mean? It's like, and then after that, it's like 37 people died. So it's you don't breathe or think between those, between seeing those things.
Well, also
so
it's
weird.
like you'll see like face covered in bananas, 37 people died, and then immediately after that, like a meme combining both of those.
when 37 people die, but you hungry? You're like, what?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, it's so stupid, man. I remember somebody texted me like, man, what's happening at the Capitol is crazy. And I think I hadn't looked at it, and I was like, yeah, man. And then I watched his videos, and I called him back. It was David Gasket. I called him back, and I'm like, David, what the heck? David, what the heck? He's like, I told you. Did you not see it? I'm like, no, I just saw I saw headlines, and I thought, America wilded again.
Is there anything scarier than a large group of dumb people?
No.
A group of large dumb people.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, do you have any hope for like the year now? Like, do you?
No.
Do you have? There's something about like the fresh, like the a new book. Starting a new chapter, a new page, and like 6 pages in, it's like the rest of the book. You're like, what do I do? Do I keep reading? I've seen this before.
I feel like it's like this year so far I feel like it's like The Revenant, where you're like, it just starts crazy.
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
like, maybe the movie will get happy, and then it's like, no, it's slow and it's boring,
Man.
and
he crawls a lot.
He crawls a lot. That's like,
Yeah.
that's what this year is. I just hope it goes faster than last year,
Dude.
because 2022 that's gonna be my year. That's the one. That's what I'm holding out for.
Can we still have that kind of hope? Like, can you still
No.
claim a year?
Can we have? I just want concerts again. That's all. I want things to be good enough to go to concerts.
I feel like here's I'll say this. When it comes to just the state of let's say America, so many people want different. Like, you talk to some people like, we want justice for all humanity. They gotta stop killing us in the streets. And then they were like, I want concerts. So
I want to get my hair cut.
I want to get, like, we got to stop white supremacists. And people are like, my tips have been kind of low. I wish we went back to full capacity at my coffee shop. And like, okay. But I don't know.
Hey, I do both. I scream about white supremacists at the coffee shop.
Sir, this is an open mic poetry. Could you please stop?
Oh man, I don't know, man. I don't know what to do anymore. I find myself being like more, like my wife is very like, she's glass half full. She'll be like, this year's gonna be okay. I'm like, no. What if it's not though? What if I never work? What if I never make any money? We lose everything. Like, I'm like, that's good. That what could happen? What if we shut down again? That's I keep on saying that. I'm like, what the heck? I don't want it to happen. But a part of me is like, I've seen this before. I've seen this horror film before. But
I just hope if it gets worse in at least a cool way. Like if it gets worse, I hope it's like alien invasion. At least it's like, okay, this sucks, but it's pretty cool. Like It's not just like
But you know if that happens, Twitter's just gonna be like, man, somebody wake up Will Smith. You know what I mean? Somebody get
Welcome
Will
to
Smith.
Earth.
Somebody get Will Smith. Wake up Will Smith and find Shia LaBeouf. Like what? Like that was a movie. It's like it's like we know. Oh, man, have you ever seen those calendars where somebody's like memes of the year and all that stuff, and you're like, this stuff looks ludicrous, and then you see the memes of like a previous year, you're like, so does that. So who knows, man? I don't know, man.
You remember when memes like were first popping on the scene, and I made that like my thing for a while, that I would like go through people's Facebooks and then just make memes of them with the impact font.
Find a picture of them with like a stupid face, and you're like, when you fart a little, but it's not a fart. Ah! You're like, I got him.
Everyone in the youth group was like, Petey, will you meme me?
Like that is. Oh, dude, that reminds me of one time when we were at the church that we worked at. I worked at, you went to, and
you were an adult, you was a child.
Not creepy, guys.
I've been working there since I was 4.
Yeah. and one night we had this idea. We had this grand idea. We're like, you remember? We're like, hey guys, we're gonna have a meme game.
Yeah.
Do you remember? So like, I found a bunch of dumb pictures of people, and we're like, we're gonna have kids on a microphone and just say what these people look like, or what they're thinking. And the thing was that, a lot of times what makes somebody's face funny is sometimes physical challenges. So I think that's what we found. And it was like one of those things where we were just like memeing, and then and the youth pastor wasn't there. And I remember like I preached afterwards or something, and an adult later asked me like, whose idea for the game? Whose idea was that? And I remember being like, mine. And they're like, okay, where's Pastor Mark at? And I was like, he's not here. And they're like, huh. And I remember thinking, like, man, this dude about to like freaking kill me in my sleep. I felt really bad because some of the, it was really mean. It was like,
I was a part.
When
of
you go to the buffet for the third time, and I'm like,
no.
I can't do that. Yeah, bad days.
Yeah.
Wait, what were you say?
I remembered one of them. Like you had a picture of the pastor and his family as one of the things that we were memeing.
We didn't have any kind of guidelines. Man. We didn't have people who loved us to steer us out of the farm.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Chris?
It's crazy that memes are so just everywhere. Because I remember in high school going to like memes.com.
It was like
to look
one
at
place.
Memes.
Yeah.
And it was all just like that the font with like, it'd be like a bird, and it'd be like when, just like, but now it's like, I don't even know. How do you describe
there's also,
memes now?
I'll say this. I think I told you about this. Was like, I'm in a group chat with like a bunch of my relatives from Tanzania, and they also make and like share memes.
Oh, I bet Tanzanian memes are fire.
It's like, so I'm like, well, but a lot of them I don't get. It was like when the president's all stuck up or whatever, but something in Swahili, and I'm like, I get, he looks like that, but it's something that he said in like the news or something. But that's when I really thought, I was like, oh, like this is, memes have transcended. Like people are taking the same, freaking whatever. But here now, like in America, we have like, it's almost like the cycle. So if you've kept up since 2011 because you have nothing else to do and you're on the internet, now you're like,
it's been wild.
Yeah,
from where we,
I get that one.
Well, the best,
like you see like a hybrid meme, you're like, yeah, I get that one.
When it's like you got to understand like 5 memes to get it. Like,
yeah, you're like, yeah.
They all started off like angry grandpa.
Yeah,
like weird hummingbird.
Like Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
So innocent.
Now you'll see. Like, I remember favorite one was the most minimal meme. Was Arthur's
with his fist.
Yeah. Which was like, when it's Thanksgiving and your dad eats the last of the mashed potatoes, and you're like, that's how that feels. There's no face, it's just a fist. You're like, yeah, I understand that. It's like when he punched his sister, right? Is that what the video, like the clip is from, right?
Is it? Did Arthur punch DW?
I think so. Yeah. What? It was like a moment where he like really like lost it. Yeah, like Arthur
Arthur loses it.
Could you pull
up the
Arthur punched DW.
Pull up the physical abuse episode of Arthur real quick. No, I think so. I can't remember, but something like that. I go on what is that website? The meme history thing. Know your meme or whatever.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's like when we've
it got a .org.
Yeah, it's know
it's
your
an
memes.
Organization.
And my organization is like just 2 dudes working out of a basement on like Windows laptops. Ew, I hate that I just said that. I hate that I said that. Sorry, guys.
What's your favorite meme? Like, what's made you laugh the hardest?
I'm not trying to be like, no offense, but like black people faces, man. Like, there's something
Just
about
their faces
just
in
black,
general.
just, you know.
You just look in the mirror like, ha ha.
I get it, man. Man, there's stuff like I'll say one that made me laugh a lot. It's not really a meme. It's like a video, but it's also a meme. It's like it could be potentially like a 2-panel meme. It's First Day as a Hitman. Have you seen this?
No.
It is like this guy. It's like this guy in like a trench coat. And there's like a glass of water, and he like sprinkles like sugar or something in it. He sprinkles some sugar in it, and the music's like, and he sprinkles some sugar in it, and he stirs it with his finger, and then he licks his finger, and then like falls over. And that's like the meme. Like my first day as a hitman, like. Oh, no, I wasn't supposed to do that. So stuff like that, like, you know, like taking a simple premise where you're like, I've seen this, but be like, that's funny.
What about you, Chris?
I love bean memes, like the baked beans meme, where it's just like it'll just be like an object that should not have beans in it, and someone's just filled it with baked beans. I love
Facebook. It's like a Facebook group.
Yeah, there's
right?
like a whole group, and it's just like people putting beans, and like it'll be like something like this, and it's just like overflowing with baked beans, no caption.
Did you show me one? It was like a guy who like. Do you remember? Was there a guy who like opened up his CPU like a computer tower, and like filled it with like 5 cans of beans, and then took it to like a maintenance guy. It's like a repair guy. I like put up cameras. As this guy like he like invited the guy to his house, right?
Yeah.
He invited a repair guy.
And he was just like, I don't know what's wrong with it. It won't turn on. And the guy just opens it up and beans.
He's like, and the repair guy's like, hey, dude, come here. He's like, come here. And he's like, wait, what? He's like, dude, do you not see that? Do you not see that? The guy's like, see what?
He plays it so straight.
And
It's so
like,
great.
He's like, is that not supposed to be in there? He's like, no, dude. He's like, dude, somebody put a bunch of beans in your computer, man. Oh, man. Yeah.
I've gotten banned from like multiple group texts for just sending way too many bean memes.
Hey, those aren't people you want in your life.
No.
If you've taken anything away from this podcast, just go look up bean memes.
Go look at bean memes.
I gotta drop that video though in the description so people. It's so funny.
Chase, what's your favorite meme?
He's got to cut to himself. Yeah,
Chase. My favorite meme is a Facebook Messenger meme. Where you know how you can change the admins up? Well, there was this one guy, and he was like, hey, Peter, can you make me an admin real quick? And I was like, Peter made Craig an admin. And then it says, Craig removed Peter from admin. And then the caption was, Julius Caesar, 500 BC. That's my favorite meme.
That's funny.
Dude, there's one that I saw the other day. It's oh, man, I sent it to somebody. Hold on just a second. Crap, man, I got to find it. It's a so essentially, it's a screenshot of like a fake tweet from Donald Trump. He says, "Yo, I'm gonna try to out Pizza the Hut," and the bottom one is Donald Trump account suspended.
That's a new one, right? The out Pizza the Hut. Where did that one come from? I've been seeing
commercials. No one out pizzas the Hut.
And people were like, "Yeah, what happened if you did though?" Dude, there's also another meme page. That you told me about. It's called Kurger Bing.
Oh, that's my favorite. Any of those like, fake fast food ones are the best.
What is the McDonald's? Is like McDonald's?
It's like I think McDonald's. Yeah.
It's also the Disney World account on Twitter. It's like we had to sacrifice Goofy tonight.
Yeah. Oh,
I think my favorite meme of all time.
Oh man.
Is it's another Facebook thing. It was a thread where this kid is like you're lame if you wear a seatbelt, blah, blah, blah. Like I don't care if I fly out of the car, like I'm never putting a seatbelt on. And his uncle had this like really mad face. It was a selfie. He said, delete this nephew.
Oh man. Yeah. Golly, man. When Chris, you and I, we used to work together, we were during like slower days. All it was we would just show each other memes.
Just sitting in silence like breathe out your nose.
And sometimes it'd be like the same distance. We'd text it to each other like, "Hey, did you see that?"
You're just like waiting for the
like. Oh man, fun times though. Hey, let's read a passage from. Let's read. Chris, would you mind doing us the honor?
Yeah.
Do you want me to just pick a random?
Yeah, sure.
Oh boy. I'm just gonna flip to a random page and see what we get.
That'd be wild.
All right. No. All right, this section is called Stir Up Seeds of Greatness. Stir them up. You don't stir seeds.
Yeah, I don't.
You plant them.
You can tell Joel Osteen is so out of touch. He's like, when you stir up seeds of greatness, man,
Yeah.
you plant macaroni harvest. You know what I mean? Like, what the heck?
Or Joel Osteen thinks that you go to a field, you dump some seeds, and you just kind of do like that.
Dunzo.
I guess it sounds better than
farm.
stir up soups of greatness.
Yeah.
Stir. Read it.
All right. For years, experts said that no one would ever be able to run a mile in under 4 minutes. That can't be true. That cannot be true. They broke the 4-minute mile like 50 years ago.
Like in Greece or whatever. The idea, where is he getting his intel?
I know.
Man? Is he just kind of like, for a long time, a while back in seeds? They're like, what are you doing?
All right.
Have friends. Expand your territory.
They studied the human body and thought it would collapse under that much pressure. Scientists said it was not only dangerous to try, but it was literally impossible. But a young man named Roger Bannister didn't believe the negative reports. He didn't let his mind become conditioned to think it couldn't be done.
Can you fact check this, Chase?
In May 1954, he made history by running a mile in under 4 minutes. What's interesting is that 46 days later, someone else broke the 4-minute mile. I bet the first guy to break it was
dude.
so pissed.
Yeah, that dude was like, yeah, nobody does.
Could you imagine being like, some people would be like, that's impossible, and then you do it, then 4 days later, someone's just like, gotcha.
I really want him to circle back to the scientist. Because
Yeah.
the scientist was like, can't be done. And all of a sudden, two dudes
Immediately?
back to back? Come on.
No way.
Come on.
Also, what scientist is like spending his days
He's like,
studying the pressure?
the human body is not fast. I tell you. I've seen these things.
I could be
No
working
one-
on cancer, but
We're going to be top human speed. Foot speed.
Foot speed.
Foot speed. I am a foot speed scientist out of Berkeley. You're like, what? That's all you do, dog?
I like feet. I want to know how fast they go. All right. Where was it? All right. Within 10 years, 336 people had run the mile in under 4 minutes time. It hadn't happened in all the previous years of track and field history, and now it was happening all the time. Why was that? It's like, yeah, like things just happen for a first time. It's like
That's like that's like when you don't have a good segue. You're like, people asked why.
so Joel is saying that this guy broke through the barrier that then allowed everyone to
Yeah.
run 4-minute miles.
I just I do not buy this, man.
Yeah.
oh,
That,
God.
like, this one part of the book is so darn stupid. It is so dumb. They're like, come
I
on.
actually fact checked it. It's all true.
Yeah, but did they do studies saying that? Like,
Yeah, there's like science behind like the oxygen intake and all kinds of stuff.
So we were just. I'm glad we have a Jamie now because we
We would have ended this.
we would have just ragged on Joel.
However, majority of the things that come up when you look it up is his book.
Oh,
Really?
So it's like uncommon knowledge. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wait a second. So Joel Osteen is now a historian too?
yeah.
Also, why is he like talking about track and field?
Or it's like he's gonna get to the high school band part too.
Oh,
He's got a
boy.
whole analogy. He's got 2 chapters.
Oh. All right. The barrier was broken in people's minds. For years, runners had believed what the experts said. They were convinced in their own thinking that it couldn't happen. Once that barrier was removed, they were able to do things that seemed impossible. Has your mind become conditioned to thinking you can't accomplish your dreams? You can't get well? You'll never break that I almost said addiction. That addiction?
They got a pronunciation addiction.
If you'll do as Roger did and recondition your mind, start thinking better, believing that you're a can-do person, knowing that you have seeds of greatness, you too will break barriers that you thought were impossible.
And then everyone around you will be able to do the same thing.
336 times.
Okay, so wait a second. Did he ever circle back to how you stir up seeds of greatness, or were the seeds part?
I mean, all right, let's see.
Because
You just have to try to do
He
something
talked about
impossible.
knowing you have seeds of greatness, but he didn't mention stirring them. But apparently we have them.
Okay,
Yes.
so we gotta stir. See, a lot of stuff is just kind of like it's just like okay. Hey, do more. Be practical.
Run faster.
Yeah, run fast. A man started. He couldn't run fast. He run fast. Now foot scientist said foot speed. No fast. This man said no.
The way I'm taking it is try impossible things, and maybe they aren't impossible. Maybe everyone just thinks they are, and you'll be the first person.
I'm about to fly home.
See, yeah, that's like a lot of this stuff. Only like the whole self-help stuff only works if everybody wants to do good. You know what I mean? When it's kind of like, believe in yourself. You know, don't let people tell you can't when you can. You're like, all right, dude, I'm addicted to meth. How about that? Do you know what I mean? Is that, I'm going to use your quote to destroy my life. How about that?
They said it was impossible to smoke that much meth.
Look at me now, Joel. I stirred my seeds of greatness.
I love the, like, consciously doing it. I'm gonna use your quote to destroy my life.
Oh man! Hey, we're gonna make this a part of the show. We got to read a couple passages.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to get better, right? Watch us actually inspire
the
somebody. So you're gonna be like, guys, I had to turn you guys off because y'all are being too negative.
This is the first installment of the J.O. Book Club.
Oh, the J.O. Book Club.
Yeah, J.O.B.C.
J.O.
Did you call this episode the Jobka? Just for people listen to the whole thing to get it. Oh man, hey, this has been great though. This has been great.
Yeah.
Let's we've peaked, guys. The episode,
We
you
did
know.
it.
There's
Put a fork
no
in it.
topping the seeds of greatness that we've now.
I prefer the beans of greatness.
the baked beans of greatness.
The Bush's baked beans of greatness.
Rest in peace to that dog.
Oh man, yeah. Like, here's my thing. I think we've talked about this. I think there is too much inspiration now. Do you know what I mean? Like, Will Smith is like an inspirational.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's one of those, like, everybody online. I mean, if you've sold 50 houses in a year, like, you're looking into your iPhone, you're like, guys, listen, don't let anybody tell you. Like, dude, get out of here. You know what I mean? It's like, we're being too inspired. Somebody jumps off a cliff, you know, somebody freaking wins a gold medal at the Olympics, and all of a sudden they're selling a book. Like, we really have to, we got to create a standard for who can say what and how they can say it.
Also, if inspiring people is your main source of income, I don't trust you.
Yeah, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
What did you made a career off, like, inspiring people, but, like, what did you actually do? Like, are you, like...
Chris, you're going to have to buy my workshop to learn. To learn
You
more.
got me.
Inspiration's at an all-time high. You know what else is? Depression.
Yeah, this is, dude. Yeah, that's what people don't want to talk about. It's like, yeah, inspiration's at an all-time high, but also is depression. So you're kind of like, okay, so do we need to do like I went to buy Dave Ramsey financial peace books for Broke for Christmas song, and I bought 4 books, and that junk was like $99, and I thought, for somebody who's trying to help people. Be wise with money. He sure overpriced those books.
What if he had a book called "Rip People Off Like Me" for $200?
If that doesn't exist, we need to co-author.
I feel like me and you've talked about it before about making a fake Instagram that is like
oh yeah, dude.
the inspirational entrepreneur and just seeing if people just start latching onto it.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a lot of work, but we talked about creating like casting a person and then like just creating a persona around them. That's it, man. All of a sudden, freaking, they'd get like endorsements and sponsorship deals from people, all just for saying stuff like, I chopped down a tree today and my view was good. I don't know what kind of trees you need to chop down mentally. And you're like, all right, come on, man. It's like stuff like that. Like, you can legit, like, you can churn those bad boys, freaking seeds of great. Who was the first person to build a bookshelf? All right, there was a man who had 1,000 books and he had nowhere to, like,
Mr. Shelf.
But also, just like flip something.
They said it couldn't be done.
Scientists said it was physically impossible
Books
to own,
belong on the ground.
to own that many books. You're like, what?
And then 336 other people built bookshelves.
Another thing they do is they'll say like, so peace and chaos. People want to live a peaceful life. No, you don't. You want chaos in your life. You want to be spontaneous. You want to be always moving.
Yeah, like
It's like
sometimes maybe.
It's the plague of your life being content. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like you don't just help a lady change a flat tire. I saw somebody in need, a single mom, 2 kids in the back seat crying their eyes out. She was in trouble. Her tire flat. Her willpower to live flat. Her bank account flat. I took a selfie with her and drove off. Like, what? Yeah. It's like nobody does a good deed anymore. It's like it's like it's all about inspiring and growing. And this show, season 4, is all about inspiring you, the listener, to to stir up your seeds of greatness.
Yeah.
If you want to learn more, buy their book.
Guys, the rest of this podcast is going to be behind a paywall. The rest of the show from now on. But let's wrap this up, man. We always end with praise reports. Chris, you got something you're excited about? You got a little praisey report?
Is it just like anything?
Yeah.
Man.
I discovered this show called Joe Pera Talks with You. Have you guys seen this?
No.
If anyone listening ever is just like sad or feeling down and just wants the most positive, wholesome show, Joe Pera Talks with You. It's on HBO Max. It's like the most It's like this guy who plays this character of this like just, hi, I'm Joe Pera, and he's this like real sweet guy who just wants to teach you about things. But then just like weird things happen to him while he's trying to teach you. But he's always so like the first episode is him trying to teach you about different rocks.
Yeah.
But then a family comes to his house because someone accidentally put a for sale sign in front of his house. And so the whole episode is him trying to teach you about rocks, but also trying to work up the courage to tell the people he doesn't want to sell his house. And it's just so
Is it like
delightful.
casted, or is it like
Yeah, it's like it's like a scripted show,
Yeah.
but it's like so funny, but it's like the most wholesome, like pure show I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it's like 15-minute episodes. It's like so delightful.
I love seeing stuff like that out now, just because I'm like, oh man, people are greenlighting things that aren't just like you're episodic, you're talk show host, like you're whoopity googity gaggity funny. It's like somebody like, hey, I got this really funny, cool concept, and people are like, yeah, cool, make it.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Have you seen WandaVision?
I watched it last night.
Dude, do you like it?
I really liked it.
I watched it too. I don't know if
I haven't.
It's really good, dude. It's really good. It's on Disney Plus.
Like obviously they're building to something, but part of me is like, honestly, if they just kept doing like the sitcom thing, like it was like legit funny.
Yeah.
Like, I love those old like I Love Lucy type sitcoms.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
they kind of nailed it. It's like super funny.
I heard I read on IMDb that it's the highest budgeted show. It's like $25 million an episode.
Dang.
25 million.
Wow.
25 million. I was like, dang.
They're giving
Imagine
Wanda
beginning
Sykes all that money.
Yeah, it's a Wanda Sykes. It's a Wanda Sykes Marvel. She plays the.
I would watch that.
He's like, shut up, Iron Man.
That ain't iron.
That ain't Iron Man. How'd you die, Iron Man?
Ooh. Okay.
Oh man. Yeah. Imagine
I'm gonna get canceled for that.
Imagine being the DP of a $25 million show, and they're like, guys, black and white.
Dude,
But also, I heard it takes so much art and like lighting and technique to light something.
And they
like
did
that.
it in front of a real studio audience,
Which
too.
I thought, that's so cool, man.
So cool. No one does that anymore.
Dude, you know they had to just, how do you even announce that? They have to like freaking line be like, live studio audience for a show that is gonna be fun for Disney. Maybe we'll see, huh?
Yeah.
Then you get there and it's freaking That's cool though. I enjoyed it. What's your praise report, Petey?
Alabama won the national championship again. I watched it with my dad and my grandpa in Carolina Ale House, and my grandpa befriended a table of I think hammered people from South Africa, and it's not very like him, but he seemed to be enjoying himself.
And they were Alabama fans?
Yeah, they were.
Just breaking all kinds of COVID protocols. We're out at a restaurant. We're mingling with other tables. They're from another country.
He wore a mask.
At some point in time, you told me that he had his arms around the guy and his girlfriend watching the Alabama game.
Yep.
Wait, so you're an Alabama guy?
Yes.
In South Carolina?
Yeah.
Man, people must not like you.
No.
Do people like get mad at you when they see you like walking around with Alabama gear on?
Not really.
Really? No one's like,
that only
"Tigers."
happened when I went to see a game in Auburn. Yeah, but Clemson fans are really annoying. There's that.
It's true.
I was so glad that they weren't in the game because I wouldn't have gone out in public to watch it if they were in it.
When I read somewhere that the Alabama game was on, and we had just finished dinner, and I turned on the TV, and I'm like, "Hey, Grace, Mom," and I was like, "Hey, the Alabama game's on. I'm gonna tune in just to see whether or not the Bachmans are gonna have a good year after this." Because I'm like, their emotional well-being all rides on how if Bama wins tonight or not, and they won.
Yeah.
I checked the score the next day. I'm like, good, PD's gonna have a good frame of mind for the rest of the year now.
It is like a really big boost of happiness for the week, and then
or the complete opposite.
Yeah.
I've seen you.
I remember like when they won that game against Georgia. It was the last play of the game in overtime. Tua threw that 70-yard pass. You didn't watch that?
No, I didn't watch
Okay.
that. No, sorry.
I remember the whole Bachman family was like ecstatic for like a month.
Yeah.
Everyone was smiling all the time.
Just really riding on that.
Just like me. Remember? It's not even remember. Remember the football catch.
But it is really funny to be in the room when things aren't going well. I guess if you're an outsider.
Yeah, that's like the whole thing about being a true fan. Like, you're not a sports guy, right?
No, I know enough to like hold a casual
Yeah.
conversation.
But how does it feel though? Because I know this has happened to you. Like, have you ever been at like the store or something the day after a game or before, and somebody's like, "Whoa, how about them Tigers?" And you got to be like, Yeah. You know, it's kind of like people ask you this, like, man, like, do you think they got it? Do you think the boys got it tonight? And you're like, what? I guess, man. Sure.
It's like the same
think
thing.
they'll pull through?
Someone's like, you seen this new show on Hulu? And you're like, yeah,
I've seen
totally.
it. It's just better to tell somebody,
Yeah.
right? It's easier to be like, oh, you haven't seen it? And you're like, I haven't heard of it, dude. And I haven't heard of it. I'm not on that part of Hulu that you are. Or you watch Big Bang Theory back to back.
Oh boy.
What's my praise report, man? Oh, I'm super excited about being back here, man. Back in the space and
Yeah.
recording again. I feel like, it's been a minute.
Wait, is this like the season premiere?
Yeah, this is the season premiere.
I'm
now.
honored.
Yeah. So we're super excited. Hey, don't be. I mean, like, you just opened up for Pastor Puppet, so I don't know.
that's true.
Yeah, so he's he kind of wild, dude.
Can I tell you guys?
He shuts the club down.
When the first Pastor Puppet video came out, I made the mistake of scrolling through the comments, and like the amount of people like tearing my puppeting skills apart, like hurt. So like people were so upset, like he's making the top of the head move and not this is not how you do puppets. I was like, it ruined my day. I was just like,
all I have to remember is that they're not making sketches.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
You're
this
not
whole
playing
thing.
with puppets.
Right, you silly, you goofy. You didn't shoot a puppet in 4K, idiot. You goober.
You didn't have one of the most downloaded
I bet
Church
you can't
Stories
run
episodes
a
ever.
4 minute. Yeah.
Was Pastor Puppet one of the most?
Yes,
It
it was
like,
insane how much people loved that podcast.
It's one of those things that like it's so it's super fun. Like it's so fun that I'm like, is that all we needed? Like we've been at it for like 100 plus episodes. Is that all we needed to do?
Puppets make everything like 10% better.
It's so man, I love it. I think people, I guess people still don't understand that sketches are written. Like the Pastor Puppet sketch, people are like, that puppet's really mean to my friends, and you're like,
I think-
hey, you know we wrote this, right? Like,
I figured that
we wrote
person was
this.
joking.
But other people too were like, man, that was a little too mean. You're like,
There were definitely some
that's
people.
with a goal. Like that was the goal, and we succeeded.
Also, do they realize it's a puppet?
Yeah. It's like it's
But
not a. That's
some
the
people
reason.
were like, well, this is really sad because this kind of thing happens in real life.
Yep.
But
Puppets really do this to people in real life. It's real sad. Puppet supremacy. It's gotta stop.
puppet assault. It's a tonight on 60 Minutes.
Puppet assault.
I haven't been able to drink a coffee in 3 years. A puppet always knocks it out of my hand.
You know, so here's one thing though. I'm like the more I've been outspoken about denominations, about like organized religion, like not organized religion, but like the church, the Western church structure. That we wrote something that's really mean, right? And you performed it like it was really good. But when somebody's like, some churches are like this, and you're like, hey, dude, don't be a part of any church that's like that. You know what I mean? Like, don't be a part of anybody who you've heard of is like. So I don't know.
Like that's the whole point of the video.
It's but the fact that people are like, yeah, I knew a pastor like that. And you're like, why?
That's not good.
Why? How long? I bet you knew about him like that, and then you still went there for like 2 decades.
Oh yeah.
It's stuff like that. So I'm like, I don't know.
Some comments on the last video. It was very positive for Church News Now, but I saw it's 2 people like within a minute of each other said the same exact thing about me. And I think if it was just one person, like I would have just like let it go. But it was like somebody said this, another person left a random comment, and then another person like a minute later said the same exact thing that the other person said.
What was it about?
It was the first person said, "You need to get vitamin D and cut your hair." And then 2 comments lower, "You need to get some sun and cut your hair."
Yeah, you do actually need to get some sun, dude.
Yeah.
Your PD's like, have you ever lit PD? He's a pain to light.
Oof.
It's not fun. Like, this is just from a tech standpoint. Being behind a camera with PD in front, I'm like, if I turn it down too much, I won't see him. If I turn it up too much, he's too pale.
Like
it's not
Edward
safe.
from Twilight.
Yeah. Hey, it's been a great episode, though.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Chris, thanks for being on, man. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you'll see Pastor Puppet on your way out, but yeah.
I might run into it. Yeah. We'll see.
Hey guys, this has been season 4. This has been the senior season, SZN of Church Stories.
And go eat some baked beans.
Get some vitamin D.
Oh man, I really hope there's like a bean analogy in that in that book.
There's gotta be some way.
When we find it, I'll be like, stop it. We're gonna get Chris back to read it. All right.